Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy, Aircraft Sparky, with another edition of Conservative Crossfire. With me, as usual, hold on, son of a bee. There we go. I hate it when it automatically plays. Normally, it should just mute. Just me. I hate hearing background stuff. With me, as usual, the woman with the best hair on the internet. Definitely, this is a Beauty and the Beast type panel, and she is definitely the beauty. I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, Dawn Marie of Red Dawn Daily, aka River. How you doing tonight?
Hey, I would be doing a lot better if the background hadn't have been changed.
I don't know what you're talking about. It is McRib month. It is McRib season.
Oh my gosh.
It's for a limited time.
I'm telling RFK Jr. on you.
That's okay. I don't care. He does not bother me. He is RFK. He can do his thing, and I support him. I love him for it. How's everything going this week for you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I am up to almost 17,000 subscribers on Red Dawn Daily. So you guys got to go over there and make sure you subscribe over there. Because once Sparky stops this stream, I'm probably not going to do much with this channel here. So if you want to see me, got to go over there.
Yeah, and I still haven't created the new channel yet. I've gotten one piece of artwork done. Hell, I guess I'll share. Here we go. So this is the logo that I have created for the new channel. So Red Hair Studios is what I'm going to call the channel. Yeah, that'll be the music channel. I can't use this channel. I could rebrand this channel, but the deal is YouTube already hates me because I do politics. So the best way to avoid that is just go over to a new channel. Those who come, those who don't. No harsh feelings. And I'll still do things occasionally on this channel, but it'll be limited because politics drains you after a while, and well, I'm kind of out. I'm kind of done. So bittersweet. Still love politics. I'm still going to be around, Nico, just in a different form. I'll switch over from Aircraft Sparky to Jason of Red Hair Studios. Jason is actually my name. That's what all my friends call me. My coworkers call me something different.
I guess I'm not your friend. I just call you Sparky.
Well, you know me as both Jason and Sparky. It's just like I don't call you by your name, of which I know. You don't call me by my name. It's we're internet friends. We are friends on a screen, and so we've never actually seen each other in person. So we use our screen name personas. It is what it is.
I know. I think anytime you've said my name, I'm always like, ooh, like you sound like my dad. Like I'm in trouble. Too.
Oh. Anyway, so we got some bad stuff to talk about tonight, unfortunately. Today, some coward teenager went into a school and shot some people, killing one student, one teacher, before turning the 9mm handgun onto itself. And I say that because there's rumors of the sex of the individual. There's rumors of what the name of the individual is, but none of it has actually been confirmed. But yeah, we'll do this. There we go. Madison, Wisconsin. School shooting leaves 2 dead, 6 injured. Juvenile suspect is dead. Police received reports of multiple injuries at the Abundant Life Christian School. At least 2 people were killed and 6 others were injured in a school shooting in Madison, Wisconsin on Monday, when police saying the suspect shooter was found dead at the scene. During an update Monday afternoon, Madison Police Chief Barnes said a teacher and a teen student were killed. Barnes said the shooter's family was cooperating with the police. Police have not yet released the age or gender or the shooter. And
well, we got well, like that's it's breaking that we have the name and the age of the shooter now.
Do we? Okay, well,
yeah, it's broke on CNN just like 9 minutes ago.
Okay, throw that in the Discord, I guess, and I'll pull that up in a minute.
Discord. Yeah, sorry. But it's a 15-year-old girl.
Okay. A handgun was used by the shooter. And the shooting was confined to one space. Barnes said motive of the shooting is yet to be determined. Every person in that building is a victim and will be a victim forever. We need to figure out and try to piece this together exactly what happened. Barnes said all the students were unified with their parents. He said he did not believe the school shooting, which serves 200 students according to the school's website, had a resource officer. It was also revealed the school did not have metal detectors, but did have cameras and other security protocols. Police say they train for active shooter situations almost quarterly, and that they have recently conducted training roughly 2 weeks ago at roughly 10:57 a.m. local time. Police responded to reports of an active shooter at Abundant Life Christian School. They identified a juvenile deceased at the scene who they believe was responsible for the shooting. They're encouraging local residents to avoid the area. This is something you prepare for, but you hope you never have to do. A police spokesman told reporters today a sad day. President Biden spoke with Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers and Madison Mayor Sataya Rhodes Conway following the shooting at Abundant Life Christian School has offered his continued support to help the impacted community. Biden also released a statement said that the events that unfolded in Madison were shocking and unconscionable. And we'll have more to talk about on that. Let me go ahead and pull up this new late breaking information. And I have not read any of this. I don't know any of this. Authorities identify suspect in Madison, Wisconsin shooting. Police not aware of any previous interaction with the suspect. Police chief says. Police chief says the shooter's gender doesn't matter. Wonder why they're saying that. People need to be more responsible on social media. The post about shooter, police chief Sean Barnes said at a news conference, asking whether Natalie Rupnow, who I guess was the shooter, was transgender. I don't know whether Natalie was transgender or not, and quite frankly, I don't think it's important at all, he said. I don't think whatever happened today has anything to do with how she or he or they may want to identify. Interesting language. He said people are now on the internet need to leave their personal biases, and he won't address information he has seen posted on social media that is incorrect or just not helping. What we're doing right now is literally 8 hours after a mass shooting in a school in Madison. It is of no consequence at this time what gender the shooter was. It actually is. It actually is. It's a very important aspect of what's going on because of what's going on in America. If this person is transgender, it needs to be put out in the open right away, just to show that there's actual transparency. Okay. If we find out on the back end and we can verify, and I don't know if this person is transgender or not. Okay. But if we find out on the back end that this person had some type of mental issue, questions are going to be asked. And I would rather have those questions answered than anything else. Suspect's father is speaking with the police at one of their facilities. Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes said police are trying to determine what he may have known about what happened today. But again, he lost someone as well. Authorities have been unable to identify the authenticity of a manifesto. Madison, we haven't been able to verify if it's authentic. We're certainly aware it's been posted, and the person who posted is allegedly have connections with the victim. Barnes said. Barnes said it had not located the person who posted it, but the shared information with FBI for help. The second grader made the 911 call about the shooting. Second grader at the school called 911 to report the shooting Monday. Let that soak in for a minute. He said at the news conference, a second grade student called 911 at 10:57 to report a shooting at a school. It's tragic.
On X, well, people are saying that this person went by the they thems.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Well, what do you think about this, River?
Oh boy. Well, I mean, I'd like to know more. I'd like to find out if she was on testosterone. I'm seeing on here on Twitter as well that she was obsessed with other school shooters and that she received a gun for her birthday. Now, like I haven't been able to, like we haven't confirmed this, but if that stuff is true, then I would most definitely like to see the parents charged if it's true, because we've seen this in other more recent cases where you have somebody who has a troubled kid and then they give them a gun. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, don't know what the parents knew. Chicken with the memes. Pronouns have been updated to was were. Yes. Look, a 15-year-old female child shoots up a school. Why? That's what we need to know. That's honestly the big thing. First question is why. Second question, if the child was gifted a gun, was that the gun used? Because it was a handgun. So I question it. I want to know why. What drove this girl to go and kill another student, injure multiple other people, and kill a teacher? And what did the parents know? Those are really the big questions. Of course, if this person had some form of gender confusion, okay, yeah, that's probably important to know too. But okay, so Mike, maybe this person did have TDS, but what is a 15-year-old doing really all that concerned with politics? It's and parents need to be charged when these kids create heinous situations like this. So I don't disagree. Okay. However, you need to know the amount of knowledge the parents had beforehand. I know when I was a young teen, I was troubled. I was not the most stable, but I didn't shoot up any schools. So I guess that's a good thing.
No, we could still bring guns to school. Like there was the rifle team or the rifle club. Yeah, you were supposed to bring your gun to school, and then you practiced, and it was fine, and nobody cared.
We had people who would go hunting before school, and we were allowed to keep our rifles in our car. We just had to put them in the back window so the police officers could see. It's not that big of a deal. Parents need to teach gun safety to their children, teach them how to properly operate the handguns and whatnot. And we need to get our children away from bad influences. I will not apologize for this, but there are certain forms of art, aka music and television and things like that are unacceptable for children to watch. I do not apologize. The rap industry has a lot to do with the glorification of violence in America. So has movies and television and things like that. The reason why I focus on rap is because I grew up in the 90s. I remember, when Fuck the Police came out, I remember drive-bys being the cool in thing at that time and whatnot. And well, it was downturn of our society. I'm not going to lie. Okay, we'll argue here. Some rap music sucks. Not all. Look, I'm not a fan of country music, but you know what? I won't say all country music sucks. But society is falling, and it's because we are glorifying the wrong things. Part of this is Hollywood's fault. You could say it's the music industry, Nashville, LA, shit like that. But honestly, all in all, it is our fault because we allowed it to happen. Plain and simple. Um, my wife didn't want our child watching Simpsons. You know what? She didn't watch Simpsons. You shut your hole. Biggie was not good rap music. Biggie was part of that won't stop, can't stop Diddy faction. If you're pro Biggie, you're pro Diddy. I said it. Supposedly, the shooter has been known to wear KM, FDM shirts. For those of you who don't know, in the 90s, that stand for Kill Motherfucking Depeche Mode. Good. It was a good band, but it was also the band shirts that the Columbine shooters like to wear. But look, and so I say that we allowed it to happen is because it's my generation, a Gen X. You know, we allowed our children to percolate in this culture. Okay. Yes, we grew up through some of this, through the beginnings of it, but we continue to allow it to happen. And so us not identifying the problem and going, this is a problem, ladies and gentlemen, and putting an end to it, it's our fault as Gen Xers. And I don't know what's the previous, is it the boomers that are previous to us?
Yes.
Okay. And the boomers
and then the silent generation before them, and then before that, the greatest generation.
Yeah. I do love me some KRS-One. Yes, and they were fun to listen to. I'm a rock guy primarily, but I do like some rap, and yes, I even like some of that gangsta rap, if you will. But I wouldn't listen to that stuff around my son. I'll tell you that. So I just didn't think it was appropriate for him. I would rather him listen to things that he couldn't understand, even if he tried, you know. But yeah. Why do we have to fix everything? Because we let it dilapidate on our watch? I do too. I do too. I'm leaving. I'll be leaving political commentary, Lita, after the inauguration. Yeah. So, but look, not allowing any problem to go without the usual boring and just downright stupid talking points. Joe Biden, our corpse in chief, come out, released a statement calling for gun control after Wisconsin school shooting. Congress must pass common sense gun safety laws, universal background checks, and national red flag laws, a ban on assault weapons and high capacity magazines. Yawn. A 15-year-old cannot legally purchase a gun. This did not happen with an assault rifle. Red flag laws would have nothing to do with a minor who can't legally own a gun anyway. But hey, let's go ahead and see what President Potato has to say. Statement from President Joe Biden on shooting at Abundant Life Christian School in Wisconsin. Today, the families of Madison, Wisconsin are grieving the loss of who were killed and wounded at Abundant Life Christian School. It's shocking and unconscionable. We need Congress to act now. From Newton to Uvalde, Parkland to Madison, there are too many shootings that don't receive attention. It's unacceptable that we are unable to protect our children from the scourge of gun violence. We cannot continue to accept it as normal. Okay, yeah, so far, so fine, so good. Every child deserves to feel safe in their classroom. I agree. Students across the country should be learning how to read and write, not having to learn how to duck and cover. The 80s called. I need to say what? Jill and I are praying for the victims today, including a teacher and teenage student who were killed and those who sustained injuries. We are grateful for the first responders who quickly arrived on the scene, and the FBI is supporting local law enforcement efforts. At my direction, my team has reached out to local officials to offer further support as needed. My administration has taken aggressive action to combat gun violence epidemic. We have passed the most significant gun safety legislation in nearly 30 years. I have taken more executive actions to reduce gun violence than any other president in history, and I created the first ever White House Office of Gun Violence Prevention. But more is needed. Congress must pass gun safety laws, universal background checks, a national red flag law, a ban on assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. We will never accept senseless violence that traumatizes children, their family, and tears their communities apart. This was released on December 16th. That is today's date and the date of our Lord, the year 2024. I actually, everything that he said prior to my administration has taken aggressive actions paragraphs, I can agree with. But gun laws are not going to change what happened. This person obtained a gun illegally. Therefore, your background checks will not do shit. Your ban on assault weapons, which was not even used, it was a 9mm handgun. I suspect it was probably a Glock. Would not have changed this. This was a 15-year-old girl who could not legally purchase a firearm. Red flag laws would do nothing to save from this because the actual legal owner of the gun, I would assume the parents, weren't the ones that needed red flag laws pressed against them. You didn't even let the bodies cool, you fucking ghoul. You had to politicize this. So you know what? Fuck it. Let's politicize it. If this individual has gender confusion of any sort, be it gender dysphoria, they want to be called they, them. In fact, you know what? The whole pronoun things, if you don't want the pronoun things, you know, if you don't really care about it, if you look like a boy and you want to be addressed as he, him, cool, you're completely fine. If you want to be congruent with reality, fine, you're fine. But anyone who wants special pronouns, well, I think they should be added to a list to be observed. I really don't believe this, but hey, this is what you're calling for. You think that we need to add more laws and regulations on an actual right that is supposed to be guaranteed by our Constitution of the U.S. because you see an ability to politicize this. Let's politicize this, okay? I'm sick and fucking tired of people dancing on the corpses of fucking children and victims. None of what he suggested would have done anything to prevent this. River?
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, for once, yes, I agree with you. Nothing that he proposed would have done anything to stop this. I mean, this really comes down to the parents and being an involved parent. And we need to have a serious conversation about not allowing children access to social media and having armed officers or armed teachers in schools. You could also, install the metal detectors in the nice schools, just like they do in the hood schools.
See, I hate that the metal detectors belong in the hood schools too. I taught in a hood school. I hated having a security fence around the school. I believe that children should come into a place that doesn't look like a fucking prison. And then once they get into the actual gates of their school, they shouldn't have to go through a metal detector to feel like they're not trusted. I think there's always going to be bad apples. But overall, people are going to act the way you treat them. If you treat them like prisoners, if you treat them like shit, guess what they're going to act like?
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it's a lot of the social media. Well, not anything. I think it's mostly social media and kids getting access to the internet, like unfiltered internet, way too young. Even the people, oh yeah, no, there's filters. The kids get rid of that. They see, adult behaviors way too young. They go into these chat rooms, they get groomed. People fill their heads with all kinds of nonsense. Really, you shouldn't be able to have access to the internet or social media until you're 18. Because these kids just get sucked down these rabbit holes, and this is the result.
How do you make that happen?
You just be a decent parent.
My parents were damn good.
You say no.
Oh, okay. My parents told me I couldn't do drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Did a lot of those.
Mm-hmm.
My parents told me I couldn't do a lot of things that I did.
Well, then
I was a bad kid.
They'll say they weren't as good as my mom didn't play. Like maybe you needed a black mom who did not play. She did not play. There was none of that going on.
Maybe.
We're gonna have to start passing out black moms, like old school. Old school parents did not play.
Yeah, I'll address you in a moment.
No drinking, no drugging, no nothing. It was her way or the highway. Like you have to be an attentive parent, and you have to give your children consequences.
Now, did your mother work? Was your mother a worker, or was she a stay at home?
She worked.
Okay.
But the funny thing is, it didn't feel like she worked because she worked in a school. She was a speech pathologist, so she was at work when we were in school, and she was home when we were home from school.
See, my mother had to work evenings because she was a junior college instructor. Mm-hmm. She worked with continuing education, meaning that the majority of her students would come at night because during the day they were at their normal jobs performing that. And so she didn't have that luxury. And my father was an alcoholic. He was a good guy. I mean, but he would drink his 40 and he'd pass out on the couch, and I could do whatever the hell I wanted until I was kicked out. And when I was kicked out of the house at age 17, I made a promise to my mother to continue going to school, finish school. But the rest of the time, I mean, I raised myself for the most part. I was a latchkey kid. I mean, maybe my parents taught me to judge people a little better than some other children. I didn't have as many of the troubled friends as other kids had. But I will tell you, I hung out with some pretty shitty people here and there, not gonna lie. Otherwise I wouldn't gotten into the drugs and everything else. But here's the deal. I do blame the parents for this child's actions. I don't know their culpability or anything like that. But obviously, if they knew that they had a troubled child in their home and they had open gun cabinets or whatnot, that there's some liability there to be found. Anytime that I did anything bad, my parents could be held accountable. And I think that there is a time to hold parents accountable for the actions of their children, because children are children. They are not adults. They do not have the right to consent. They cannot make their own decisions. And even when I was kicked out of my parents' home, even though I was living on my own, legally, I wasn't. My parents still had some liability. Luckily, I didn't do anything too bad.
I wasn't allowed to hang out with bad kids. Like my mom didn't play that either.
Well, I mean, my parents didn't know who I was hanging out with most time because I was a latchkey kid.
Well, see that's another one. No, like my mom, she always knew where we were. We were very we were very watched, and she didn't believe, like, there was no privacy. Like there was no, like, she was just very, yeah. I mean, there was church and
Well, so
belt and school, like that's it.
and so there was a lack of church in my life. My parents were not religious. In fact, I sought out church on my own, and I got disillusioned with the church. That's another story altogether. But yeah, this is sad. What's more sad is the fact that Joe Biden decided to make a nothing statement that had nothing to do with what happened today. The first portion of it was fine. It was well thought out, which means he probably didn't write it. But then that last bit just basically destroyed every bit of goodwill that he created. Fuck him. Fuck you, Democrats, for voting for people like him into office. And just to show more idiocy, Trump won't do a damn thing about school shootings. Harris would have.
Oh gosh. Oh, stop. That's too funny.
I don't know who this guy is. I just saw it on my timeline. I went, what? Oh, okay, cool. Newsflash: Trump is not president yet. Although, as a president-elect, I would argue he has done more to run the country than our current sitting president is doing. Would you like to add to that?
Yeah, it's like nobody told him she's in office right now.
Yeah.
Like right now. Yeah, she totally stopped this. Yeah, great, wonderful, brilliant, excellent commentary.
Yeah, of course, people are like, why did the left praise the United Healthcare shooter? Yeah, just things like that I find to be interesting. And I guess, Lita, I told you I'd get back to this, so I will. Aircraft Sparky, when you get a break, just curious, want to know why you're cutting political commentary post inauguration. Okay. So I haven't really given the reason why I'm waiting until the inauguration. I just
want to tell them I'm not going anywhere. So if you'd like to
Yeah.
talk to me, I'm
Yeah.
still here.
But by the way, that's Red Dawn Daily where you can find her. She'll be hopefully doing a Monday night show over there. I would like that. Hell, who knows? I might even be a guest here and there. Okay, just throwing that out there. So the reason
I don't think I could do anything long. You say too much. Like you'll get me all kinds of demonetized. I'm actually making money on it. Channel, no. No. You're gonna crash the whole thing.
So why am I waiting till after the inauguration? I guess is the big question. Okay, so let me go ahead and put on my tinfoil hat, because I don't believe that anything is going to go smoothly up to the inauguration. That's why I'm waiting till after the inauguration to quit commentary. It's because I firmly believe that there is something that is going to happen to try to delay the inauguration, to deny the peaceful transfer of power. And that's why I set that as the arbitrary time for me to retire. The reason why I'm retiring from political commentary is because I've been doing this now for 8 years, 8+ years. I'm bored. I'm tired.
I'm not. We've been doing it about the same amount of time. Well, I've been making YouTube videos for the same amount of time, but I'm not bored.
It's all the same shit over and over. Today is a great example. Someone shoots up a school. The first thing that comes up from the left is we need gun control. But wait, I'm just old enough to remember just last week, killing CEO, shooting him in the back was fucking based and cool. Okay. I am.
Oh, it's funny.
Either life is precious or it isn't. And this is coming from a 90s kid, which we're known to be walking contradictions. Everything about Gen X is about this but that, this but that. Okay? We contradict ourselves all the time. I can say with pure divinity that I have been consistent in my views. And when I have changed my opinions, and I have changed my opinions over time, I talked about it and I addressed it 100% and talked about the thought process that got me to there. But like I said, today we blame the gun. But last week we say, oh, that guy was a Chad for shooting that CEO in the fucking back. I want to have fun. I want to play music. That's why I'm leaving. And the reason why I'm picking till after the inauguration is because I want to be here to talk about the bullshit that happens when inevitably someone does something to try to delay, postpone, or completely destroy the inauguration. You either have principles or you don't. It's fair. But that's why, Lita. That doesn't mean I'm going to be gone altogether. I'm just going to be doing music. And I'll be doing it on a different channel because I have tainted this channel with the stench of politics. River, would you have grown to where you are if you had just started out of politics on that channel?
Oh, wait, on which channel? I got like 5. I'm so
Your Red Dawn Daily. Your previously Liberty Bell Reacts channel.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about how well you're doing, but you started out as a music reaction channel. Would you have grown to where you are right now, do you believe, if you'd started out as politics?
I would say yes, I could have. Sure, but I would have had to upload more because there's another person in the class that I'm in, and she didn't start off as a reactor. She just went straight into politics, and I think she's at 60,000 subs right now. I think she was a couple months ahead of me. So yes, you can, but I mean it's kind of like a cheat code.
I just look at it like this. I've never been interested in getting all the subs. Sure, I wouldn't mind them. I wouldn't mind making decent money on this platform. But I don't do this for money. I do this for my entertainment, and that's the less entertained I am, the less I want to do it, and it becomes a job, and it's something I don't want. That's not what I want from YouTube. I enjoy talking to the chat. I enjoy expressing my opinions. And I assure you, my music will not be apolitical. There will be some apolitical songs, but there'll be politics in my music, I assure you, because these are my beliefs, and my beliefs will come out in my music. Now, that's going to be your brand of stuff. I don't know. We'll find out. When I launch a new channel, I will share it. That way everyone can go there, subscribe if they want, and give me that opportunity to earn their continued following. But I'm burned out. I've done the riots. I've covered them. I've been in them, documenting them. I've been threatened and everything else. And I'm too old to do that anymore. I mean, I could still do it, but I don't want to. What do I want to do now? I want to pick up my guitar and play music. I want to pick up my bass and play music. I want to talk about, musically, about how corrupt our government is. I want to talk about how I'm tired of 304s, basically fucking over us culturally, and about how the simps in our nation will actively help them do it. I will have some naughty words in some of my music, because I use naughty words. But when I bring in other musicians, and I've already talking to people like Alfonso Rachel of Sledge X, Sledge X, and stuff like that, I will keep in mind their values and not do anything musically or lyrically that would oppose their values either, because I want them to feel confident in being able to work with me without messing up their brand. So that's just what it is. And yes, Lita, no worries. But I still will be around. I'll just be under a different name. I'll still pop on the occasional panel, debate some people, because I enjoy doing that. But I just don't want to do it all the time.
I know you'll be back. You're not going to be able to stay away. I feel like you're too opinionated. You're gonna something's gonna you're gonna see something that's gonna set you off, and you're just
don't put it past me. Don't put it past me. Not saying it won't happen. But see, we have people like Biden trying to push forward policies that would do nothing to help the situation. But hey, look, it's not just me that thinks that way. Even people that work for him knew that he was a potato, know that there's not really a whole lot going on. And James O'Keefe came out today with a video, and we'll just let it speak for itself. This is Henry E. Appel, Advisor, Intelligence Program Director at National Security Council.
Well, here's something. Joe Biden is like dead. He's like really like progressed in his holding.
He's like dead.
Oh gosh.
He's not like legitimately dead, but he's kind of brain dead.
Everybody recognized. I can't believe it wasn't a bigger scandal. He'll be dead in a year.
Meet Henry Appel, an advisor for the National Security Council. Henry Appel shared that President Biden had called the NSC White House phone while on a foreign trip looking for NSC advisor Jake Sullivan. Henry told the president that, in fact, Mr. Sullivan was not at the White House, but on the same foreign trip as President Biden.
My boss was on an international trip with him, like Europe or something. The phone rang in the office, and I was like, "Oh, Mr. President, Henry." He was like, "He's safe there." He's like, "No, he's traveling with you. He's on the same trip that you are."
In another encounter with President Biden, Henry Appel from the National Security Council revealed a phone call exchange. On the call, Biden was asking for NSC advisor Jake Sullivan. Henry told Biden that Sullivan had left the office for the day. Biden stated he would call Sullivan's personal phone. Instead, Biden called the same office 10 seconds later, asking for Sullivan again.
A couple weeks ago, I was like the last one in the office, and he called from my boss. And so I picked up and said, "Hello, Mr. President, like, Henry on Jake's phone. He's left for the day, but I can try to get him on the line for you." And he like asked me some questions, and I was like, "I don't know, like, let me get the tracker down. I'll call his Secret Service detail." It's like, I'll try his like unclassified phone, like then like 10 seconds later, same phone. I picked it up again. I was like, "Hi again, it's Henry." He was like, "Is Jake there?" And I was like, "No, you called the same office."
I'm not going to go any further than that. That's a good enough teaser.
Oh boy.
I've watched it. It's the entire conversation. There are edits in it, so it's not raw footage. But it's pretty self-explanatory. It talks about how everyone knew about the cognitive decline of Biden. And the most impactful statement out of that is, I don't know why this wasn't an issue much earlier. Your government hates you and they think that you're stupid. Yet again, more proof. Go check out O'Keefe Media Group. And yeah, go watch the entire video. I encourage it. I can almost guess what you're going to say, but I want you to say it. So what's your thoughts on this, River?
Oh man, I mean, it's nothing that we didn't already know. And it's, I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, it's like more and more things are coming out, but it's just proving what we already knew. Kind of like the FBI informants for Jan 6. I mean, I knew, or I could tell, like that day on the ground, that there were, if you want to call them FBI informants or agents or undercover, whatever, for FBI, CIA, Homeland Security, whatever department, whoever they were working with, they were obviously there, and now they're admitting it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we knew, so I guess now regular normal people can know.
Well, so the deal is we always knew, and Nico nails it here. We always knew the whole time before he even took office. I declared Joe Biden the potatoes. He was the potato president. Okay, I started making the jokes before he even took office.
Right. We saw the with the Jan 6 stuff. I mean, we saw, Ray Epps out the night before trying to encourage people. Oh, we're going to storm the Capitol, and they're like, what? No, Fed.
Yeah.
So now they have. I guess now it's out that there were, people inside the Capitol that changed their clothes to look like Trump supporters, so that they could make sure that they escorted. See, I've never been in the Capitol before. I didn't know it was so huge that without a proper escort, you would get lost. So they made sure they had people in there to make sure that they got to Nancy Pelosi's desk, because it's like a giant maze, to make sure they got to everywhere that they wanted them to go, so that they could have this insurrection narrative.
Yeah.
In hopes that it would completely destroy Trump, but it didn't. It did the opposite.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And the media was complicit in the lie. Joe Biden should have been 25th the fuck out on day one of his presidency, but his vice president failed to uphold her end of the bargain, by the way. This wasn't even a secret. I guess you could say it was an open secret. But the reality is everyone knew that Biden was unfit for the office. And more people are getting caught. Thank you. Stupid dating apps such as Tinder and Grindr and all the other ones, footfetish.com or whatever. I don't know. For lonely bureaucrats being able to meet up with these people who go undercover to catch them talking shit. And of course, they want to brag about all the stuff they know. All that was literally nothing more than bluster. Hey, pretty lady. Yes, this was a lady. Look at all this stuff I know. Now, will you please mess with my dongle? That exactly is what you saw. That was a simp begging for scraps. Sad, really. It's really funny, River. When I was dating, and people are like, "Oh, what do you do?" "Oh, well, I fix aircraft." "Oh, really?" Yeah. I'm in, the Air Force, the Army, whatever it is at the time. And I do this. "Oh, really? Well, what else do you do?" "That's it. Nothing special. I'm just average, everyday guy." I never really talked any of it up, because it's not that special. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I think the best way to get to know someone is do it through a little bit of humility and just having fun together. And look, the way you can get a woman to play with your dongle is usually to make her laugh. You know, feed her a decent meal, make her laugh, let her be comfortable, and you know she'll do more things with you. I guess, my opinion. If you have any productive, you know, deals you'd like to tell the audience, you know, now would be the time.
Oh, well, hooking up with women is not my area of expertise, so I'll just go with what you said there.
Fair.
I don't know how to bag a chick.
Hey, fair.
And guys, well, you know, that's
Y'all are easy.
yeah, you guys are very, very easy.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you.
Yeah. Hey, you're breathing, you'll work. Oh, really? Yes, simp. Come over here. Okay.
But no, I don't do that. I'm not that kind of going out and grabbing guys. Like I was too old. I missed that whole hookup culture thing. Like that just that was for the younger people.
Get divorced in your 30s, you'll learn about it.
Too late. No, I have friends who, you know, I have friends who've gotten divorces or they're widows, and dude, I want no parts of the dating scene. None.
Oh, it's garbage, man. It really is.
Right now. Oh gosh, I'll have to tell you off camera about something I learned about that's just I don't know if I'll ever be the same.
Fair. But look, the Biden administration wants you to trust them and they want you to know that everything is completely all right. Recently, there has been a lot of sightings of unidentified flying objects over New Jersey, but only at night. And a lot of people think that. Alrighty, take care, Trace. Hopefully see you Wednesday. Take care. So we have been gaslit into believing that these are aircraft. Well, yes, they are aircraft. They're more than likely drones. Some of these are varying sites. Rumors have come out that they are looking for possibly nuclear material and that they're using thermals. But yet, I ask you this: why are they only flying at night? Why aren't they flying them during the day? If you're really looking for nuclear material, why would you be looking only at night? Because thermal equipment works during the day as well. I'm just asking questions here.
Oh, I thought is it well, I saw someone else say that it's easier to detect that kind of stuff at night. And I was just thinking about
it can be.
Because I collect uranium glass, and so I always have like a black light flashlight, you know, so I'm checking for the illumination or the radiation, stuff like that. And yeah, the darker it is easier.
Yeah.
To see. So maybe it's that.
Well, so here's my argument why it isn't they're looking for nuclear material, and here's why. They could find this stuff during the day. They could locate an area that would be suspect, and yes, things would appear hotter during the day because you'd have the sunlight and whatnot, and that would reflect a little bit of solar energy, and it could cause erroneous readings. But you come back at night to those same hot spots to verify. So I would argue that doing both during the day and at night would be more beneficial. But we have this piece from PJ Media. Here's why we can't trust the Biden administration over DroneGate. Alejandro Mayorkas, the Secretary of Homeland Security, recently appeared on CNN to address the growing concerns over the mysterious drone sightings across New Jersey, New York, Maryland, near Washington, D.C. His comments, however, were a striking display of government ineffectiveness. When Wolf Blitzer pressed him on what Americans should make of the sightings, Mayorkas repeated the same dismissive response. We have not seen anything unusual. We know of no threat or any nefarious activities. Rather than addressing the concerns with urgency, Mayorkas suggested that sightings were mistaken identity, implying people were confusing drones with small aircraft, and blamed multiple reports of the same drone for inflating the problem. Mayorkas seemed focused on downplaying the situation and ignoring legitimate concerns of the public. He mentioned that experts have been in touch with New Jersey State Police every day and boasted about deploying the state-of-the-art technology to confirm drone activity, yet he admitted, that's not to say that these aren't drones, flying in the air, but we have no concern at this point with respect to a threat of any nefarious activity. They keep saying nefarious activity. Mayorkas continued, the reality is you can have a 15-year-old kid who buys a drone off the shelf and puts it up in the sky. We have not seen drones turn on their lights in the dark. We have not seen drones penetrate restricted airspace. Those are two indicia of what would give us cause for concern. Does anyone believe that it's caused by some kid with a store-bought drone? Mayorkas himself doesn't seem to have a clue either. He just is trying to convince the public that nothing sinister is going on. But clearly, they don't know one way or the other. If the government cannot determine what is flying above some of the nation's most densely populated and strategically important areas, how can they claim there's no threat? Mayorkas also dismissed calls for action, particularly President-elect Donald Trump's suggestion to shoot the drones down and release more information. He reiterated, we have not seen anything unusual. Really. The fact that we're even talking about this tells us something unusual is happening, and there's a lack of response to this eerie reminiscent of the Biden administration letting the Chinese spy balloon surveil U.S. military installations last year. Heck, they likely would have told the public about it, except the civilians have discovered a spy balloon, prompting a widespread media coverage. The balloon was able to acquire transmit intelligence to Beijing in real time. Virtually nothing the White House claimed about the incident made any sense. The Biden administration tried to deflect criticism by claiming that a similar incident occurred under Trump, but it quickly became clear that, too, was a lie. When asked, the Department of Homeland Security had authority to shoot down drones, Mayorkas admitted our authorities are very limited and acknowledged that Congress had been petitioned to expand the powers to address drone activity. Does that make you feel safe? No, it does not. I have a theory. I don't know if it's true, but I'll go ahead and put this out there. In that area, there are naval air stations, there are naval research bases, and things like that. Cherry Point is not that far away, stuff like that. I believe that this is the U.S. Navy testing out some new technology. What is it for? Don't know. However, they want to keep it a little hush-hush under the table. Kind of like interns. They like them hush-hushing under the table. I'm looking at you, Monica. Oh, Bill Clinton. High five. Okay. But look, he got a blowjob from a Jewish girl. That is a feat. It works, Nico. So testing is all good. Yeah, I think it's testing. I think they are testing out equipment, and they don't want the American public to know about it. Problem is, you can't test things over highly populated areas, but the reason why they're probably doing it over highly populated areas is they're probably testing out some type of filtering technique so they can work on identification of certain types of things.
Right, but I mean, at this point though, they're terrorizing people. And I've seen videos of people shooting, people are trying to shoot them down at this point. You got people like Rosie O'Donnell running around saying that it's aliens. Like, this is not okay. Like, if it's a test or you're testing things, just say it's a test and let people go on about their business instead of scaring people for no reason. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, I just think that our government is just willing to openly lie to the people. And in some cases, there's reason behind it. The reason behind the drones, I cannot tell you if it is legitimate or not because I don't know anything about it. And even if I did, if it was secure enough, if it was, classified high enough, I probably just wouldn't comment on it. So I'm not read into anything. I don't know anything. I'm purely speculating. I'll go ahead and tell you that right now. It looks like, to me, it's probably some sort of testing of new equipment. I could be wrong, though. I think the suggestions that it's they're Iranian drones launched by some mothership off the coast of. You were just inviting the U.S. Coast Guard to want to do some coasty shit, okay? That is not going to work out well for you. And if the Coast Guard don't get you, God save you if the Navy and the Marine Corps get you. Doing anything off of the U.S. coast is sketchy at best. So, is it possible that it could be something nefarious? Sure. But I don't believe the government doesn't know what's going on.
Well, Trump came out, I guess maybe that was today, and said that the military does know what's going on and that they need to say, just have some clarity with the people.
Honestly, if the Navy just come out and said, hey, if the military just came out and said, look, we're doing testing of some stuff, and that's all we're going to say about it, calm your tits, I think that'd be fine.
Me too.
Yeah.
But this whole, actually, we can't confirm that there are any drones at all. So you guys are crazy. Like, no, they're acting like this is still like the 80s. Like, we don't have technology. Like, people are, like, everybody doesn't have a cell phone in their pocket. Like, the mainstream or the legacy media doesn't control us anymore. They barely have any kind of ratings. We bypass them. And we know what's going on, so don't treat us like we're stupid. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
You can't tell us that there's no drones when we can all see them.
Yeah. I mean, videos have come out, and yes, they've been blurry because cell phone cameras suck. Just gonna throw that out there. But the reality is there's enough evidence out there. People know something isn't right. And if you just open up a little bit and say, hey, we're testing out the capability of something new and leave it at that, people go, oh, okay. Erase that, River. Take that out. You should never put that in your chat.
What?
You know what you wrote in your chat, don't you? No, don't tell people that kind of stuff.
But I did. I told people like that. That was what I said. I told people, I switched over to using my real name.
Yes. But it's just, oh.
What?
There's weirdos out there.
Well, there's weirdos over here. No, we had a discussion because my husband was thinking, like, he might run for office, so that would. So I was like, well, in that case, like, well, why don't we just go with our real name? If we're gonna do that, our names will be out, so it is what it is.
Right on. Yeah. So, DroneGate, I think the biggest deal about it is the fact that the government is acting like nothing's going on. There's a problem. Just, honestly, they don't even have to go as far as we're testing new equipment. Be like, yes, we know about it. There is no threat. We assure you. Moving on. But you do not have the classification, security clearance in order to know this stuff, or nor the need to know. So just understand. It's all good. Calm down. We're moving on. It's the last time we'll address it. And I think that'd be perfect. Yes, there would be more questions. And people go, the government's out to get you. Well, yes, but that's not. And if they want, and Nico, I know you're saying they want war with Iran. Yes. Yes, they do. But from every bit of data that I can find, Iran does not have the capability to launch anything remote to some type of mothership drone type attack offshore on America. The only adversarial power that may exist that would have that capability would possibly be China, and we all know
China is asshole.
But
Oh,
the quality of their ships are questionable if they could even make it across the high seas.
yeah, what's his face? The congressman that came out and said that it was, the Iran with the Iranian mothership said that it was Chinese technology, that they bought their stuff from China.
Yeah.
I mean, this is crazy. You can't leave people in this kind of limbo. This is ridiculous. Because then people are like, "Oh, should we evacuate?" It's going to cause a panic.
Yeah, the American people demand answers. You don't have to give direct answers, but the non-answers you've been given are not satisfying anybody. So sharpen up. No, I think so. I'll tell you, Mike. This is the way I see it. The government is giving us answers like that because the American populace, they think, are too stupid. They just think that you're stupid. Okay, Nico. Well, Chargers exist. Okay, go do what you need to do. Oh, January 20th can't come fast enough. Correct, Mike Roberts. So what do y'all think about this? Is this some enemy adversarial action trying to spy on the American people? Do you think it's just government testing equipment? I mean, I'm sure there's probably 1,000 other ways to explain this off other than there's nothing to see here. That's just how I feel. Ladies and gentlemen, just to remind you, this show is brought to you by you. Do me a favor, smash that like button, and don't forget to share this for friend, family, and foes alike. Both are free. Enjoy my free share and my free thumbs up program. Costs you nothing, and it means the world to me. Welcome back, River.
Hey, you. Sorry.
For what? Life. It's all good.
Yeah, I have a really big drink. This is my second really big drink, so.
Okay. Space husband's talking about running. I like it. Anything in particular or special?
We haven't worked that out yet.
Right on.
But yeah, just
So you talking about local? Local or federal?
I think local.
Right on. I would love to see a state representative or senator, based husband. I think that'd be fun. But I mean, if he even wants to go smaller than that, councilman based husband would be awesome, or even mayor based. Yes.
I think we'd have to move for that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about where you live, and I'm not going to even speculate. But you know what? He's got my vote, even though I can't vote for him.
Oh, thanks.
He is based husband after all. Ladies and gentlemen, today they offer gun control, but last week they offered nothing but praise for the death of a CEO. Even my fine and fair co-host offered some empathy towards the feelings of why such a tragic thing should be acceptable. She did not say that she supported it. She just said that she empathized with the feeling.
No, I didn't say it should be acceptable. I was explaining the sentiment, why people.
Yeah, you understand the sentiment.
I'm explaining why people are cheering it on.
Yes. So
I didn't say it was acceptable.
However, I did mention that these attitudes could lead to further actions. And well, Collins Ruggs brings this to us via X, formerly known as Twitter. Florida woman breaks down in tears after she becomes the first Luigi Mangione copycat to be arrested. Brianna Boston, a 42-year-old mother of three, was arrested for making threats to Blue Cross Blue Shield over rejected medical claim. Woman who is now facing up to 15 years of prison allegedly quoted Mangione saying, "Delay, deny, depose. You people are next." This was a similar message Mangione left on his bullet casings. Woman told investigators that healthcare companies played games and deserves karma from the world because they are evil, adding that she was inspired by the recent news cycle. Boston was charged of threats to conduct a mass shooting or act of terrorism. Her bond is set at $100,000. She faces up to 15 years behind bars.
Oh my gosh.
So when you justify the murder of an individual, there are other jackasses out in the ether that may act on it. From the get-go, I condemned the shooting of this man. And the person whose mugshot is on the right, that is Mangione. He's no relation to Chuck. He shot a man in the back. In the back. He's a fucking coward. And he inspired this Brimolo, this dependopotamus, to do or threaten the same. Let's hear a little bit of her whatever this is. This is like her arraignment.
The nature of the threats, we would also be asking for GPS with house arrest conditions to protect the community.
With her head in her hands, Brianna Boston learned she would be held in jail on $100,000 bond. The Polk County judge adding the bond is appropriate given the, quote, status of our country.
It's not like she's a child. She's 42 years old, so we're not dealing with a child here. She should certainly know better.
Lakeland Police Chief Sam Taylor says his department was contacted by the FBI Tuesday. Authorities say in a recorded phone call about a denied insurance claim, Boston told a Blue Cross Blue Shield employee, quote, delay, deny, depose. You people are next, end quote. The language matches the words police say were written on the shell casings found at the United Healthcare CEO's murder scene in New York City.
We will take this very seriously, and we will put you in jail if you do something like this. It is not a joke.
According to Boston's affidavit, the mother of three told police she did not own firearms and was not a danger to anyone. But she added, healthcare companies played games and deserved karma because they are evil. Similar to the accused shooter in Manhattan, Boston is getting support online from people who say that she was just sharing her opinion and should be protected by the First Amendment, but police do not see it that way. Felony of written threat to kill or injure, conduct a mass shooting or an act of terrorism, a serious charge that she could end up in prison for 15 years. Reporting live in Lakeland, I'm
Why was she crying?
Oh, because I guess she's facing 15 years.
I mean,
she's got
but
kids.
Hey, look. Yeah, she
thought that like the law didn't apply to her.
Well, Well, hey, look. There's a lot of crazy people out there. And well, this person agrees with Miss Boston. And I say person.
If you say that Luigi is anything except a hero and an icon for freedom and fighting against tyranny, then you are factually incorrect. He will go down in history as a hero. Also, can I recommend Elon Musk next for the CEO list? If you say that Luigi is anything except a hero, then you are incorrect.
Where is? Hold on. There we go. Let me. Yeah, that face. There we go. Listen, bro, dude, because I know that your name isn't actually Mary Theodore. Nice spelling, dumbass. Listen, pal, guy. I mean, look, you don't have to shave that much, but you need to take care of the unibrow. It's not very ladylike of you, dude. And if this causes you to go over the threshold of 40%, that's a you problem. Encouraging the death of someone because of a position they may hold alone is ridiculous. There's no justification. There's no moral justification for it. Go fuck yourself. This is Aircraft Sparky, and I approve this message. I hate the little smug.
Yeah, this is like so their behavior is indicative of what I talk about with this American injustice system where we don't get justice. I mean, clearly that woman felt like she was above the law because they have been, because the law is not equally applied to conservatives and liberals. So liberals are allowed to get away with things. They're allowed to make threats. They're allowed to be in Antifa. They're allowed to attack people. They're allowed to storm the Capitol and nothing happens to them. But she didn't understand that she was threatening billionaires. So that's the difference. If she'd have said something like that to a Trump supporter, it would have been fine. She would have walked scot-free.
Yeah. Well, so I don't even know if billionaires. So, by the way, the United Healthcare CEO, $10 million a year salary.
She's threatening probably a multi-trillion-dollar industry. That's what I mean. Yeah, this
one threatened a company. She didn't threaten a specific CEO or anything like that. I would say
they're nipping this in the bud. These are the big Democrat and Rhino donors, like that class, like this class of people, this billionaire class of people, do not want the little guys thinking that like it's open season on them. So they're coming down hard on them in a way that they are not accustomed to.
Yeah. Well, I hope each and every one of these people who want to just send out threats, even though it's only jokes, bro, it's only for the memes. It's only for memes, okay? I hope they get to feel the sting, okay? I believe in free speech, but free speech does not mean a call to action. You can sit there and say, I believe that our government is corrupt. And I believe that we should burn the government down and start anew. But the moment you point out a specific individual or even a specific group and say, harm these people now, that is a call to action. There is a difference. Be careful what you say, how you say it, and who you say it to. Ms. Boston probably will not spend 15 years in prison. In fact, she'll probably get a slap on the wrist.
I don't think so.
We'll see.
I don't think so. I think that she's messed with she has messed with her betters. And her betters are going to want to make an example out of her to make sure that this doesn't become okay. And they have the power to make sure that she gets the max. If they send the message that this is okay and it's open season on these people, like that is, I don't know. I just don't see that happening.
We'll see. Yeah, Pork, I don't know what this is in regards to. If you'd like to expand on that, I'd probably address it. But yeah, it's What that woman did was stupid. Okay. If you have a claim denied through your insurance, appeal the denied claim. If it isn't resolved, even if it is resolved, you can always change the company in which you do business with. It is your choice after all. I use Blue Cross Blue Shield when I'm not using my VA, which I do use my VA insurance a lot more because it's FREEs, that spells free creditreport.com, baby. I'd rather not pay for my medications. I'd rather go through the VA. In fact, I had to visit the VA today because I fell through the cracks because government programs suck, by the way. Government makes mistakes, and the VA made a mistake and dropped me from some of the services that I was receiving.
Mm.
And I had to take time out of my life, miss work to address that. I was not happy about it, but it's part of the process. No insurance is going to be without fault, and understand you chose the service in the end.
Yeah, that's not that no, that doesn't work. That's not a
Oh, okay. You could disagree with me on that. There's
right. But that's not anything. That's not anything that is going to help people who are upset, or that's not anything. Just telling, oh, you chose the service. Like I said, if I go back to my, like my friend and his situation with them taking the life-saving medication away from his daughter and his daughter dying. I mean, that doesn't bring his daughter back. That doesn't.
I agree.
That also doesn't mean that, like, because once she's sick and she has a pre-existing condition. Oh, well, you chose a service, get another service. That's not realistic either. Like once like people get locked in.
Oh no, I get that. I get that. But
I don't think that we should dismiss the sentiment. I mean, you can say, yeah, like like you can absolutely agree, like if you don't like people shooting people like in cold blood on the street, I understand that. But then telling people to, oh well, just appeal it, but the process is designed so that you die during the appeals process. So that's something that we should address instead of just being like at each other's throats. Oh, well, like if you're cheering this on, then you're a terrible person, and like the conversation's over. Like we need to talk to each other so that we can figure out a way to go forward and deal with these things and actually come up with like real solutions instead of like, oh, well, like you guys are monsters. No, you guys are monsters. And then nothing gets fixed.
I mean, personally, I think insurance for the most part is a scam. I know for a fact that prices are raised based on the type of insurance you have. Therefore, the services the medical industry provides is not a fixed rate. I believe that our country has become too litigious, and that's why insurance is a necessity and not a nicety. But solutions, I really don't know. I don't have the answers to that because that's not my world. That's not what I understand. It's not what I know. But at least I'll admit that.
I think the first step is to like sometimes we gotta turn the temperature down and talk to each other.
Well, as long as people are saying, hey, it's okay to do this, I don't know if that temperature can be reduced enough. It's both sides. Yes, both sides need to calm their tits.
Yeah. But I think though, if you were to talk to someone, say it like I understand why you're so upset. Let's not talk about ending people, but we can still we can solve a conversation and let's get to the bottom of this and fix the issue because these are serious issues and I don't think it's hard to understand why people are upset.
Oh no, I understand why people are upset. I don't even question that. There's no way for me to go, oh, I don't understand. No, I do.
But the,
and
I mean, but
pretending otherwise doesn't.
solutions of, oh, we'll just pay more or just go someplace else. Like those aren't, or sue. Yeah, like Tim Pool said, sue the insurance company. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, people aren't billionaires. Like these aren't real. Like, we need realistic solutions so people don't feel like they need to be threatening folks or doing harm to other people.
Well, like I said, that's a conversation for someone else, because I don't know the answers, and I don't know enough to speak on it where I could argue one way or the other. All I do know is that even with employer provided insurance, you are given multiple options from which you can choose. A lot of times when people say that they were denied coverage, it's usually because, well, they had a bad year, they had to utilize their insurance more than normal, and they went over their limits for the year. Thank you, Nico. But it's some people.
In my friend's case, you wouldn't be appealing going over your limit. Like, how much, like the limit is. Like,
no, there's literally people that would say, well, I was denied for no reason, even though they knew the reason. So I will never take anyone on their word alone unless I know them. And even then I may question it, because sometimes stories don't just add up. And the whole idea, and I was watching someone have a conversation about this, and they're like, well, they just do it because they're evil and they're just money grubbing. And I'm like, okay, you are really placing a moral thing on someone who you don't even know. You don't even know what their face looks like, and you're coming up with this decision. That's not an argument.
Well, I don't think. I think it is an argument, particularly when we know that now they're using AI to make a lot of these decisions. So it's not even like a moral, you're not even dealing with a human. Now you're dealing with a robot.
Like I said, it's people speaking about things they don't know about. I mean, sure. But are they doing it because they're evil? Do you know that? And these are the things that I think are a little bit more important to think about. It is, things happen that we don't like. And because we don't like them, we try to imply something to them.
I would say, yes, you are evil when you're intentionally pulling life-saving medication from children and people's loved ones. Yeah, when you're doing that, and you're like, when you're doing things that are going to cause the death of people, yes, you're peddling in evil. You're peddling in death.
So, quote unquote, life-saving medication.
Yes.
Let's talk about that for a moment. Who created said life-saving medication?
A pharmaceutical company.
What type of research went into how long was the research? How much money was invested before any profits?
Well, I mean,
things aren't free.
That is a whole nother conversation that we can get into.
So things aren't free. Some people will tell you that Ozempic is life-saving. Ozempic, for those who don't know, is an injectable drug that is designed for people with type 2 diabetes. It is to help them to manage their A1C, and to help them, it'll also assist in weight loss. Now, because weight loss is part of the side effects, it has also become an off-label use for the drug for people who are obese, something that most in America, believe it or not, are suffering from. Americans are very unhealthy. However, most insurance companies are now denying Ozempic because it costs around $1,000 a month in order to maintain. Why sit there and give $1,000 a month of medication for something that a couple of pills daily can do the exact same thing for much less money. And oh, the people shouted from on high, but you don't want us to be overweight. Being overweight causes all these problems. True. As a fellow fat, if you are concerned with your obesity, and I am concerned with mine, might I suggest putting down the fork, stop drinking the soda, and go for a walk. Eat healthier, diet and exercise. You'll lose weight. Depending on a shot in your belly once a week, sure, it may help you accelerate your weight loss, but the moment you stop taking it, you'll probably gain that back. But if you develop healthy habits, you probably won't. Oh, but there was a big argument over this in the office a couple weeks ago, and that's why I use Ozempic, because some of the ladies I work with,
Wait, you're on Ozempic?
No. I have some ladies.
Use Ozempic. I'm like,
no, there's some ladies in my office that was using it to lose weight.
oh, okay.
And they were constantly complaining about how they would almost shit themselves because explosive diarrhea is a common side effect of Ozempic.
And also, you can wind up with permanent stomach paralysis, permanent.
Yeah.
Diarrhea.
And when I told them about that, they went, "But that won't happen to me. That's only happened to a couple of people." I'm like, look, you're already complaining about having photo finishes at the toilet. Might I suggest going for a walk? And they're like, well, you should try it. You could lose weight. I'm like, no, thank you. I'll just sit here and drink my water. And you know what? I'll go lift weights. You know, if you really want to do a competition, you want to put money on it, we could do that. I'm like, I'll lose 3 pounds for every one you lose. How about that? I bet you can't keep up. No one took me up on the offer, River.
Yeah,
can you believe that?
Guy, that's not fair.
That's why I said 3 pounds for every one they lose.
Even still, like I don't know what the ratio of.
I mean, you remember when I did that weight loss contest with Rob Knorr? I dropped like 45 pounds. I did it in 90 days. And that was just so I could beat Rob at something online. Okay. Imagine what I would do for money. Oh, yes, 3 pounds to every one that they think they can lose, which means if they wanted to lose 20 pounds, I would lose 60. Okay. Because I understand women have a harder time losing weight. I understand there's a difference between the sexes. And I accommodated as much.
Hormones,
they didn't want to
all kinds of reasons as to why we can't lose weight like men.
Yeah, they didn't want to take me up on the very based bet. But I understand. Enough about that. We had a whole discussion about that last week. InfoWars was up for sale, currently is back on the market for sale. Roger Stone supposedly is the person in the lead for that set of the auction. However, previously there was a little bit of fuck games going on. I'm going to talk about that for a moment. Not so fast. Judge blocks the Onion's purchase of InfoWars. A few weeks ago, I reported on the liquidation sale of Alex Jones' possessions, including InfoWars website. Satirical news outlet The Onion was the highest bidder. No, it wasn't. Announcing that they plan to use the InfoWars name of spoof conservatives. Bankruptcy judge ruled Wednesday that the auction for InfoWars and associated assets did not result the best possible bid. Judge Christopher Lopez of Houston, Texas, criticized the bidding process as flawed while questioning the amount of money families in the 2012 Sandy Hook elementary shooting stood to receive. Lopez blocked the sale of InfoWars to the Onion after 2 days of hearing. For now, this means Alex Jones can stay in his Austin, Texas InfoWars headquarters. The Onion planned to kick him out as soon as the purchase was finalized. The Onion's bid for InfoWars was $1.5 million, while First American United Companies, a nutritional supplement company associated with Alex, had a bid for $3.5 million. The Onion bid was boosted to the value of $7 million by the fact that Sandy Hook's parents agreed to take future earnings of the new InfoWars website in lieu of their court-ordered payout from Jones. And that's bullshit. That is bullshit. There's no way they could guarantee those people that money. Jones was ordered to pay the family $1.5 billion in a case that centered around the claims of Sandy Hook shooting being a hoax, and that the case never went to trial as the plaintiffs won a default judgment when Jones didn't comply with discovery. He complied. They just kept adding new things to where he was going to eventually fail. Good. It's not because I'm against the Onion owning InfoWars. I'm against the bullshit tactics, the humiliation rituals that they're trying to put Alex Jones through. I have no stake if Alex Jones was guilty or not of pushing a hoax of Sandy Hook. I don't care. Okay, that was something he did. I have no investment in InfoWars, and as much as I like to joke on Alex Jones, because sometimes he's funny, but he's nothing special in the news community. He's just a funny guy who presents stories in a comical way that has a lot of truth to it.
I'll say special. I am very entertained by Alex Jones, and I think this whole thing is ridiculous and it's disgraceful. This one over $1 billion judgment. I mean, this is outrageous. I don't know how
they wanted more money than the entire GDP of France.
Yes,
and that is ridiculous. You know what? Here's the deal. There's no amount of money that's ever going to bring back those children. And there's no amount of money that is ever going to make you stop hating Alex Jones. So how about you take that amount of money and shove it up your ass? Because he didn't really do anything to defame you.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like this case, I don't understand how this doesn't fall under free speech. Like if you say, like you could pick anything and say, I don't think that happened. Okay, and like they are treating him worse than the person who actually did the deed in that family. This is outrageous.
So you think free speech exists? That's cute. As much as I would like free speech to exist, it doesn't in America. If you say the wrong thing, you can be sued for it. And all they had to do was sit there and claim that some harm was done to them based on something Alex Jones said. And a judge didn't even let it go to court. That alone should be appealed. But that's not my place. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know enough about that process to even say if he could get an appeal. But the justice system has determined they are going to get their multiple pounds of flesh out of Alex Jones. And they're going to do everything they can to shut him down. Fine, whatever. You'll never be able to shut him down completely. And the more you prosecute him, the more you persecute him, the stronger he will become. And God help you. May Press Secretary Alex Jones be a thing.
Oh my gosh. That would be something.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today's White House briefing goes as such. They're turning the freaking frogs gay.
bad. That's not bad, Alex Jones.
I'm sick and tired of you communists trying to tell us how everything is this and that. And I'll just tell you, trans women are men, and we're not going to say anything other than that. Donald Trump likes Big Macs, and America. He loves God more than all of them. Made chicken nuggets rain down on you all. Fuck you, I'm out of here. Yes, Alex Jones would be a great press secretary. You got anything to add?
I don't think I can follow that.
I'm kind of retarded.
I mean, gay aliens are coming to take your children. That's really what the trans movement is about. Come after my children, I tell you straight up.
I will eat your ass.
That's right. I'll put you on the dinner table. Oh, River, are you tired of winning yet?
I don't think I'll ever be tired of winning.
I don't know. You're gonna win so much, you're gonna get tired of it. At least that's what I've heard. Ladies and gentlemen, today Trump announced. This was kind of interesting. SoftBank CEO and Trump announced a $100 billion investment in the U.S. by the firm. SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son announced a $100 billion investment in the U.S. over the next 4 years during a Monday visit to President-elect Donald Trump residence in Mar-a-Lago, Palm Beach, Florida. Billionaire investor promised the joint announcement with Trump to create 100,000 jobs focused on artificial intelligence and related infrastructure. Interesting. Let's see. Next 4 years, blah, blah, blah. The billionaire investor and founder of Japanese tech investing firm promised in a joint announcement with Trump to create 100,000 jobs at a minimum focused on artificial intelligence related infrastructure. The money will be deployed before the end of Trump's term. My confidence in the rebel of economy of the United States has tremendously increased with his victory. And President Trump is a double down president. We are going to have double down. We're going to have to double down. Yes. That's what Son said in my horrible Japanese accent. SoftBank's Son and Trump made similar announcements in 2016 after Trump was elected president for the first time, with the Japanese firm agreeing to invest $50 billion in the U.S. with the aim of creating 50,000 jobs. He's doing this because he feels very optimistic about our country since the election, said Trump. This historic investment is a monumental demonstration of confidence in America's future and willing to help that artificial intelligence, emergency technologies, and other industries of tomorrow are being created and grown right here in the great U.S. of A. Funding comes from various sources controlled by SoftBank, including Vision Fund, Capital Projects, or chip makers Arms Holding, where the firm is a majority owner. Some of the money will not be necessarily be newly raised, but could include some funding already announced, such as SoftBank's recent $1.5 billion investment in OpenAI, the tech firm behind chatbot ChatGPT. And this was first reported by CNBC. So this is a good thing. Look, I don't want foreign ownership in things in America, but I have no problem with foreign investment into America's industries. Okay, I'm for trade. I'm just against foreign ownership, and I think that's a good balance. Well, what do you think?
Oh, I think that we are in agreement on this. I am excited. I think the best is yet to come. I love winning, and we're going to keep winning with Trump. I mean, he knows how to not just make deals, but just his presence really is just letting the world know that America is back. And we have this pro-business stance, and we're ready to make money. We're ready to get jobs going and have prosperity again.
It's already been announced that President Xi from China is coming to the inauguration, to witness the inauguration of Donald Trump. Many foreign dignitaries are starting to come to Mar-a-Lago in order to start making deals with the future president. Time magazine surprised the world when, for a second time, they named the president-elect Time's Person of the Year. That's actually a pretty strong cover look. I mean, look at that. That's a good picture.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, normally you don't shoot from the bottom up to get a flattering angle, but for some reason it's working there.
Well, this is more of a power pose right here. I mean,
I don't know how they did that without making him look like he has a double chin. Like that's just.
He probably had him do this.
It's a power pose. I mean, his butt looks huge. Like he looks distorted. Like usually you go. I don't know.
Look, Trump may have a badonkadonk, man. He might have. He may have some dump in that trunk. You know what I'm saying? Never know. He may have some cheeks.
They're just more flattering, and they could have done a better job. I wouldn't photograph somebody I liked at this angle.
I think it's actually a pretty decent one. That's just my opinion, though. Why would I ever be on the cover of Playboy? That would be horrible. I look terrible in a bikini. And no one wants to see me on Playgirl. I'm just saying. Donald Trump once publicly speculated at the time will never name him News Magazine's Person of the Year. Now the honor has been bestowed on him twice. Time on Thursday named Trump as this year's choice, recognizing the president-elect as the individual or group deemed to have wielded the greatest influence on global affairs for good or for ill. To celebrate the unveiling of the magazine cover, Trump rung the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange. A source familiar with the matter told CNN, yes, that actually happened. We didn't cover it. Trump's selection mirrors his first recognition in 2016 when Time named him the Person of the Year after his unexpected rise to the presidency. This time, the unveiling caps a remarkable comeback as a resurgence as potential to be upheld in modern politics. Despite the magazine's dwindling circulation, Times Magazine Person of the Year remains an annual cultural touchstone, and the distinction has become an obsession or sorts for Trump throughout the years. Time covered naming him Person of the Year in 2009, hung in several of his golf clubs. Washington Post reported nearly a decade ago, though no such issue was never printed. It was widely followed Twitter account. Trump regularly weighed in on the annual selection and amplified accounts suggesting that it should be him. He criticized the magazine in 2011 for picking the protester in a nod of revolutions breaking across the Arab world and the Occupy movements in the U.S. a year later. He then said Time had lost all credibility because it failed to list him amongst the 100 most influential people of the year. Trump has also privately complained about the choices, in particular Taylor Swift, who won in 2023. Trump has often been fixated on the power pop stars wield and posted, "I hate Taylor Swift" on social media earlier this year after she endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris. Over time, the title has become a symbol of mainstream fame and respect. Trump sought out but appeared out of reach in 2015 when the magazine named then German Chancellor Angela Merkel its Person of the Year. He wrote, "I told you at Time magazine would never pick me as the Person of the Year despite being the big favorite," for adding, "They picked the person who is ruining Germany." He wasn't wrong. Even after Time named Trump Person of the Year in 2016, he called it a great honor on social media and continued to closely monitor results. The following year, Trump claimed he was in the mix for the distinction again, but wouldn't agree to an interview or photo shoot. Time disputed his version of the events. Despite his regular criticism of the media, Trump has regularly granted access to legacy outlets, including Time. He sat down for an extended interview in April this year with the magazine at his Palm Beach club. Harris turned down similar opportunity, magazine owner said in October. I really don't like that picture. He looks bitter. Anyway, good for him. Good job, Puppy Tree. What do you think of it?
I'm just hoping now that we have the, I guess, the popular vote, that Melania will finally get the respect that she's deserved. I mean, it's been absolutely ridiculous that we had a real life supermodel as the first lady, and she was snubbed by like every magazine.
Yeah.
We're in favor of like trolls.
Mm-hmm. I mean, let me find it.
Oh my gosh. And she's just like such a superstar. Like for her, I saw her, she was like, she had to like do a thing where she was digging dirt, and she always looks gorgeous. Like she's always in designer everything and like 4 or 5 inch heels, but like she's like digging dirt in like these stiletto heels. And I'm like, oh, that's a supermodel right there.
Yeah. So with that in mind, this ran across my timeline today. Don Lemon said that Michelle Obama is much better looking than Melania Trump. Of course, I would expect Don Lemon to say that because he's in the dudes. And, well, Michelle Obama has a penis. So I guess that math checks out in his world. But I think he's wrong. What do you think?
Well, you know, everybody has their opinions.
I mean, look, see, even Chicken agrees. He is professed gay, so it kind of makes sense. I just saw that.
I don't think it's fair to use a picture of Michelle that like looks bad next to a good-looking picture.
Look, you could take the best picture of Michelle Obama. You could take one of the most amazing pictures of Michelle Obama, and you put it next to Melania, and you'd still know that one has a dick and the other doesn't.
I don't know. Like if you put, you know, like if you put the whole like, oh, she's penis thing aside, if you just, I mean, she's a good looking first lady.
I'm not saying Michelle Obama is like butt ugly.
You know, no. I mean, she's a good, like if we just like stop joking, like she's definitely, I think, one of the better looking first ladies that we've had. But is she, you know, does she have Melania's supermodel good looks? No, but I mean, she's had like Michelle is over like a lot of first ladies. I mean, definitely better than that Nancy Reagan or any of the Bushes,
Well, I mean,
or any of
the majority of first ladies were elderly.
Yep.
So
yeah, so that's giving her a lot.
Melania Trump.
Melania Trump better looking than Jackie O.
If you put Jackie Onassis in modern hairstyles, modern clothing at her prime, you put her up against Michelle Obama, I would still think Jackie O was prettier.
No. Take a look at Jackie O. She's got very wide set eyes. Like weird. She's not. No.
I didn't say she's a classic beauty, but I'm saying she's prettier than Michelle Obama and her man shoulders.
She's not. Look, take a look. Yeah, take another look at her face. She's not better looking than Michelle. Whether Michelle is a guy or a girl, like Michelle is better looking than Jackie O.
You know, she really does have some wide set eyes.
Yeah, she looks. It's a little disconcerting. Like she's not. Yeah, I mean, like, was she dressed impeccably? Yes. Was she very ladylike? Yes. But
I mean, but you see pictures like this, and you're like, "That's classy." That's.
Yeah, she looks classy, but that she's dressed nicely, but her features are not that pleasant.
Anyway,
but she looks. Yeah, I love that. But
not saying Michelle Obama's butt ugly. I'm just saying she's not pretty.
I would say she's not. Well, she's not better looking than Melania, but like so is like I mean, but that's like 99.9% of the population isn't better looking than a supermodel. So
Melania has that Eastern European supermodel look. She's definitely incomparable, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to take a gay guy's ideas on what beauty is.
like I mean, geez. I mean, Michelle might be number 2 after Melania for best looking.
Maybe.
Like,
I'll have to do a deep dive on first ladies to figure out.
Yeah,
she may
I'll
be.
do one real quick. And there's a lot of like everyone's no. Ooh.
Well, we got the final win for the night.
No. Oh.
And ABC and Stephanopoulos to pay Trump $15 million, apologize in defamation suit settlement. The network and Anchor will also cover $100 million of Trump's legal fees. So $16 million. It's actually $17 million in total, if I remember right. ABC News and Anchor George Stephanopoulos reached a settlement with President-elect Donald Trump on Saturday, with the network agreeing to issue an apology and pay Trump-related foundation $15 million in addition to a $1 million for Trump attorney fees. Settlement filed in federal court in Miami Saturday afternoon marks a win for Trump, who sued the network and its star anchor for libel after Stephanopoulos said on air that Trump was found liable for rape of writer E. Jean Carroll. Last year, a jury hearing civil suit brought by Carroll found that Trump sexually abused and defamed her, but found Trump not liable for rape. Still, a federal judge in New York later ruled that it was accurate to say that Trump was found liable for rape in the common modern parlance. Hey, what's up, TZ? According to the settlement, first reported by Fox News, ABC must append an editor's note expressing regret to the online article in which Stephanopoulos' televised comments appear. We are pleased that the parties have reached an agreement to dismiss the lawsuit on the terms in the court filing, an ABC News spokesperson said on Saturday. The settlement comes after a federal magistrate judge on Friday ordered Trump and Stephanopoulos to sit for 4-hour deposition next week. The settlement comes after federal magistrate. Trump's suit against ABC and Stephanopoulos is just one in a series of cases the president-elect has filed against media organizations and his political opponents. During the bid as president, Trump used a stack of cases to boost his campaign's visibility in advance of narrative that his perceived enemies unfairly targeted. Now that he has successfully clinched a return to the White House, any open cases could pose a problem, as Trump could be called to provide sworn testimony and hand over related documents. That foundation that they're talking about, ABC is going to help pay for the creation of his presidential library. That's what that's for. Isn't that great? Not only will ABC be shamed for committing defamation, both publicly and monetarily, they will also forever be known as the network that helped fund a monument to the legacy of the Trump administration. Get fucked, ABC. Suck it, Disney. And George Stephanopoulos, you should have never went into journalism because you're not a journalist. You work for the Clintons. Dawn Marie?
Yes.
Anything?
Oh shoot! Hold on, I just dropped my thing here. I can't see you. Oh wait, I lost my thing. Okay, sorry. I found you again. All right, sorry. What's the question?
So what do you think about this? What is your input on the whole ABC George Stephanopoulos?
Oh well, I I'm excited about it, and I know that this is just the beginning. I can't wait to see who he goes after next. I'm all about the retribution. I'm tired of these people just feeling like they can say anything and make up any kind of lie, and especially when we're looking at election interference with these lies, and I see it looks like the next person he might be going after is that ridiculous pollster that said that Trump was going to lose Iowa, which is just absolutely outrageous. But it's just people lying, and then as soon as the thing's over, oh, I'm retiring, I'm not doing it anymore. No, and anybody that he can go after, he should go after, because they need to be taught a lesson. If we do the thing, oh, just let's look forward and not look backwards, or let's take the high road while they take the low road. If you do that, they'll learn that they can do anything they want to you. They can kick you when you're down, and there's no consequences. They have to have consequences. This has to be the FAFO presidential term.
Right on. What's up, EOD? Free my boy. Twitch.tv. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of every show, we like to go over memes. This is no different. I haven't had a chance to look over these, so I have no clue if they're spicy or not. But let's get into it.
Sorry, the dog is trying to get me to let it out. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
No.
Elderly couple. Writes, I love Jeffrey Epstein. Says Hillary is a savage. No. Your bank account versus your crypto wallet. Ooh, that crypto wallet be looking thick, son. Invest in Bitcoin. Don't look like bank account's going to hold up much longer. Ooh. Hello, ladies. I just moved here from California. Ugh. Oh, look, even the Japanese know about the cat meme.
like that cat meme.
There's two types of America. There's the Merry Christmas America, and of course, the Happy Holidays types. You know who you are. I don't know about you, but I'm glad those UFO drones have FAA compliant lights. Yes.
Oh, that's really funny. That's a good.
What did socialists use before candles? Electricity. Duh. If you know, you know.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh yes, yes. Although we know what those drones are for over there. When you're watching the Alphabet Boys raid your place and they immediately shoot your Tannerite stuffed dog.
Oh.
The subject is taking the bait. Do you know what Tannerite is, River?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Kaboom.
I love Tannerite. Oh, for when the moment is right, Viagra.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Nancy Pelosi.
By the way, Nancy Pelosi fell and broke her hip and is now the taxpayer. She was flown to an Army medical place where U.S. Army surgeons helped mend her pelvis, I guess. And yeah, the taxpayers paid for that. So awesome. By the way,
she's probably not. Yeah, I mean, at her age, a broken hip can very easily be a death sentence. Yeah, it's oh yeah. Well, yeah, it's yikes.
Damn it! I dropped her. Now she's all bruised. Yes. When you leave your TV on CNN all day and it finally wants to jump to its death.
Ooh.
Let's do a light show over New Jersey and become their gods. Okay. When the big igloo goes hot and you point out there's an alphabet strike team making their way down Tannerite Trail on your CCTV right before they hit the chirp wire, behold the razzle dazzle. I mean, sure. So we're up on the debate stage, and he totally choked. He choked like you wouldn't believe. Well, maybe you would. Yes, and he wouldn't know.
Terrible.
That was Trump at the Army-Navy game. By the way, sad to report the Navy beat Army this year. Not only did they beat them in score, but they also beat them in style, as they had the better uniforms. Step up your game, Army. Bernie Sanders, what's the most absurd bill you have ever received? Medical bill you have received? My annual tax bill for other people's health care. Yes. I need more work. Do you have anything else for me? I want these three brought in cold. It's personal. The crocodile from Happy Gilmore, the Predator from Predator, and of course Drago from Rocky. Yes, it is personal.
I get it. That's hilarious. No, I get it.
He's probably thinking about Diddy. Possibly. When you buy a chair that used to belong to P. Diddy.
Yikes.
Yes, but it would probably turn you around backwards for easy access. How's that Bidenomics working out for you? Kamala's campaign deficit, $20 million. Yes, she is raising money because she raised $1.2 billion and still overspent by $20 million. Nobody. Sparky, easily distracted by tits and tacos. Can confirm. Yes. I do heart some tits, and I do heart tacos very much. But not fish tacos, because that shit ain't right.
What?
Don't like fish tacos.
I love fish tacos.
River when a commie is tossed. Accurate. Yoda, no! You killed Santa and all the reindeers. Feeling cute. Might build a wall later. I don't know. Government response to unknown drones. Government response to adopted squirrels. Yes.
That's terrible. Because it's.
All I need is a few stolen memes to get me on my feet. We don't believe you, old man, but we'll give you some. When someone asks you what hood you represent, Meme Street. Yes, that is the best. That is the best street. If you're going to be in the hood, be in the meme hood. I don't know if he's sweating or what, but sure.
Oh,
I would rather be a PDF than an American. Yes, but yes, it's just you, pedophile. Ugh. Not a meme, just sad. Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. Episode 3, Return of the Sith. Episode 4, A New Hope. 5, Empire Strikes Back. Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there now. Okay. I like it. What's your favorite for tonight, River?
Oh man, it was back to the top. It was one of the gosh, it was funny. Oh, the drones with the FAA lights.
Oh yeah. I don't know about you, but I'm glad those UFO drones have FAA compliant lights. Yes.
Oh, that's like.
I mean, but that's because I'm sexist, and I like. She got the bumps in the right place. That's all I gotta say.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that profile. Ugh. Of course, it's France. Yes, that is France. Look at that. Oof. And you know what? Let's. Not funny though. I did like this one. Return of the Jedi. Yes.
That one was good too. I did like the return. I liked all those too. Like the Return of the Jedi. I like that too. That's good.
Yeah, this was pretty good.
So was the Carl Weathers one. This time it's personal with the.
Yeah. But it took you a moment to pick up on that one.
Yeah. But once I got it, I was like, oh, it's funny.
Let's see. Where is it? No, I went down to. Yeah, this one. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's all we got for tonight. I got to get up and go to work tomorrow. This is my last week until the end of the year. I hope y'all have plans for Christmas. I plan on being here next Monday. I understand. What is it? Hold on. What day is Christmas on? I need to look at that.
I think it's a Wednesday.
Oh man. Is it Wednesday? I mean, if it's Wednesday, I'll probably still do a show.
It's in the middle of the week. It's rough.
Let's see. Yes, it is. It is. I would expect to do I'll probably still do a show on Christmas. It'll probably be a short one.
Have fun with that.
But yeah, I'll be here next week. I don't know if River will be. I don't know if you're going out of town or anything for the holidays.
I don't think I am.
All right. Well, then I expect her to be here. But
wait, what?
We'll forgive her if she isn't.
Hold on. Oh, that's what. Oh man. Oh, Christmas is next week.
Huh? I mean, if you ain't gonna be here, that's fine. I'll do it on my own.
Away from me, and I don't have like little kids or anything like that. So Christmas is just like.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll be doing a show nonetheless. So I'll see you next Monday, and I'll see you this Wednesday for Wednesday Night Right. I appreciate you all coming by as always. And yeah, even though I am retiring from commentary, that doesn't mean I'm going away completely. I guess I need to finish making that channel so, my God, we can actually start directing you people over there. Until Wednesday, you take care, and God bless, and yeah, we're out of here.
We will stay and we will neuter until there is nothing left!
Now do my ass.
Do cocaine!